Let's have a look at the two teams then. Starting with Aston Villa, Nigel Spink in goal. Number 2 is Chris Price. 3 is Kevin Gage. 4 is Paul McGrath in the midfield. 5, Derek Mountfield, a former Evertonian. 6, forming a defensive partnership with Mountfield, is the Dane Kent Nielsen. 7, Tony Daley. 8 is David Platt, the top scorer with 7. 9, Ian Olney. 10, Gordon Cowans. And 11, Ian Ormondroyd. This is how they'll play, with Paul McGrath in the midfield, Platt and Olney up front. Ormondroyd will operate down the left-hand side. Most eyes on those two strikers. To catch the eye of Bobby Robson, David Platt, who also takes over the Villa captaincy in the absence of Stuart Gray, suspended. And Mike Newell, 9 goals for Everton. He also made the England squad, of course, for the recent Poland game. Everton then with Nevin Southall in goal. 2, John Ebbrell. 3, Neil McDonald. 4, Martin Keown, the central defender who left Villa last summer for Everton. Like the number 5, Dave Watson, he had to pass a test this morning. 6, Norman Whiteside. 7, Pat Nevin. 8, Stuart McCall. 9, Mike Newell. 10, Tony Cottee. And 11, Kevin Sheedy. Right, we're ready to go. And Everton are wearing the lighter strip. Attacking the goal to our left. And Keown gets it back. Great clearance there by Southall. Mountfield. So many good seasons at Everton he had, getting it away. Sheedy. If Everton can remember, they leapfrog over Liverpool, Arsenal and the leaders Chelsea and go back to the top. But Cottee getting in there for them, and a goal kick. Villa, the incentive for them, if they win, they go up to 4th place. The same number of points as Arsenal and Liverpool, just 1 point behind the leaders Chelsea. And as Elton was saying, that would represent Villa's 5th successive league win. And they've not done that since they won that First Division title back in 1980-81. Kevin Gage hitting it high towards Ormondroyd. And the flag is up. An offside and a free kick to Everton. Skipper Dave Watson with it. Had some real problems with a muscle injury this week that he picked up at Norwich. And Nevin Southall with the kick, way outside his penalty area. High towards Mike Newell. Mountfield gets there. Here's Sheedy. Cottee. Ebbrell to Nevin. Back to John Ebbrell again, who's essentially a midfield player. He's an emergency right back. Interesting character, John Ebbrell. He's only 20. He was a member of the national school, the FA's national school, and loves playing in the midfield. But when Ian Snowden was injured recently, slotted in at right back and has done a really good job there for Everton. McGrath. Cowans. Olney. Back to Gordon Cowans again. Gage. And Keown stabbing that one clear to Sheedy. Free kick. Whiteside with it, off the referee. And Villa take possession again. That's interesting. The referees are part of the field of play, and Everton quickly had to backpedal. And suddenly, by chance, things seem to be going Villa's way. Ormondroyd with the throw. Now he's going to leave it for Gage. And maybe use his heading ability now in that Everton penalty area. Cowans floating it in. And it might come for Daley. Snuffed out by McDonald. Now McCall. And now Sheedy, as Everton comes springing forward. McDonald. Not a particularly good away record, Everton, though. They've only won one in the league so far this season. That was at Charlton. Platt. First real touch from David Platt. Loves to go at defences from fairly deep positions, but he's way up there now. Being watched by Watson. Here's the Everton lineup. That's how they'll play, with Newell and Cottee, the 2 men up front. And plenty of stability through that midfield as well, McCall and Whiteside in particular. And what might be interesting, Ian, is something you were talking to me just before we came on the air, the battle between Whiteside and Paul McGrath, 2 great mates in their Manchester United days. Oh, but in the moment, here's Cowans, free. He's got Platt up alongside him. It's a goal! A great start for Aston Villa. Cowans' first goal of the season. Hit with tremendous venom as he got in behind that defence and took it really well, Ian.
Oh, it was a beautifully played ball by the fullback. Split the Everton defenders, who were all square. And who says that he's only a left-footed player? He kept cool, took it into the box and slammed it in the corner.
Ormondroyd. Cross coming in, Keown leading it. Outfield away. Olney. It's got the Villa fans going. Gordon Cowans, 5 minutes gone. Actually, the match team have a sweepstake on the first scorer every Sunday. I'll give you one guess who's got Aston Villa number 10, Ian.
Brian Moore.
Correct.
Wipe that smile off your face.
I had Eric Torsfet, the Spurs goalkeeper, last week, so I was never going to win that one. Here's Cowans again. In fact, with the bookmakers, he was a 20-to-1 shot to score the first goal here today. One more look at the Everton goal, or rather the Villa goal.
It was very difficult to say because the camera cut just as the ball was played, Brian, so we didn't see, you know, had he been running. He was onside when the ball was actually played.
Watson with the free kick. Up goes Newell. But even higher was Mountfield. Ebbrell. There's his cross, quite a good one. That time it was Nielsen, the Dane, who got it away as far as Cowans. Cleared upfield towards Olney. Beautifully taken by Olney. And then beaten by Keown. But here's Ormondroyd. Won't reach Platt. Olney's after it. And Villa in really lively form.
Already this boy, Ian Olney, looks a very good player, Brian, doesn't he? Very comfortable on the ball. He looks to me to be an ideal target man. You throw the ball up to him and he can hold it.
Well, he's only 19, and before the game was given the Barclays Young Eagle for the Midlands. Chosen by Stan Cullis, great old former Wolves manager, no better judge of a player. Here's Ormondroyd. Forward to Olney. Watson stuck very close to him there. Now here's Nevin, looking to weave a little magic now for Everton. Ebbrell playing it forward towards Nevin. Cottee waiting in the middle. Everton's throw. And they got a corner. Everton unbeaten in their last 5 games until they come here today. Includes one in the Middlewoods Cup. Sheedy with a tantalising left foot, curling it in there. Fisted away well by Nigel Spink. Helped out here by Daley. Platt getting it away, and one Everton player down in the box is Kevin Sheedy. No, it's not Sheedy. It's Mike Newell. Maybe a bang on the head, possibly from Nigel Spink. Gage with this one. Ormondroyd. Got it clear to Olney. Brought down by Watson, and that'll be a free kick. Challenge, and this is the free kick coming up now. Cowans floating it in once more. It was Whiteside who got it away. Gage. Cowans. So accurate with his crossing, as you'll see when Villa get corners. Platt. It's a long across there. Southall coming for it and reaches it well. There's some good purchase on that punch from Neville Southall. It's Villa's throw. Olney. Price again with it. Daley. Price. And a goal kick. Villa had a good record against Everton last season, took 4 points out of a 6, a 2-0 win here. Southall really coming, very positive bit of goalkeeping and a good hard punch. You can see 3 Villa players there looking for it with their heads. Olney. Platt. All the way out. Cowans to go. And quickly and well read by Neville Southall. Certainly Cowans is in very lively form this afternoon, Ian.
Well, just thinking that Aston Villa certainly winning the midfield battle, aren't they? You know, McGrath and Cowans in there are getting far more of the ball than the Everton pair.
So many good things emanate from Gordon Cowans, and his their good spell, Villas, has really coincided with his return for the team. And there's a great shot, and Olney will force it home. Good work by Platt leading up to it. Southall got a touch, but Olney really made sure. And Villa go 2 up. Inside the first 13 minutes. Ormondroyd on the far side. Good work there by Platt. Southall could do nothing after he'd only parried it as Olney came racing in. A great start now for Villa. And a really big job for Everton. Whiteside. Nevin. Sheedy. Splendid touch by David Platt leading up to that goal.
Oh, it was lovely. There must have been a bit of pace on it because Southall made the save, and it was a little bit unfortunate when the ball bobbled and he couldn't quite gather it at the second attempt.
Platt again. Watson getting it clear. Cottee. Whiteside. McDonald. Cowans. Whiteside went in. with a good deal of venom there, but he was sidestepped by Gordon Cowans, and here's Ormondroyd on the far side for a really rampant Villa at the moment. And away goes Olney, Platt waiting in the middle and wants a quick cross. In fact, it comes to Ormondroyd, charged away by Watson. Cowans going across to take another corner. Ormondroyd will be at the near post, and Everton with a lot of defending to do here. Just chip those corners in with the right boot. Turning in there, and Whiteside getting that one away. Cowans again. Gage. Price trying to get across from that. Oh, the speed of Daley again. Got the whole of that half to himself. And Nigel Spink. Price, Ormondroyd. It's flattened by Ebbrell. Free kick to Villa.
He's actually done well, big Ormondroyd, hasn't he, out in that left flank? And I mean, he did well for the goal as well. A bit of a deflection there. Then Platt got the touch, and as I say, it was a good, firm ball. And Newell had a fumble, and Olney in. Here it's from behind the goal, and we'll just see how.
Actually came off the defender as well.
I was just going to say it had a deflection again the second time.
Off Keown. Olney. Slight mistake there by Watson. Olney might punish him for it. No, he tried too much and Southall pounced, and Everton was saved.
Inexperience, I think, there, Brian. He had to hit it when he reached the edge of the box there. Took an extra touch and just run it through to the goalkeeper. But, I mean, the Villa is so much sharper to the ball than Everton.
Here's Ormondroyd again. Yes, Everton thrown completely out of their stride by those two early goals. And the linesman flagging for a free kick for the foul by Whiteside on Ormondroyd. And the referee having another word with Whiteside. Go away, says to McCall, my business is with the number 6 only. And Tony Ward giving Whiteside, I would have thought possibly a final warning there. Remember, he's already had the yellow card. Cowans then with one of those tantalising free kicks. Platt there first! A brilliant goal by David Platt! It's 3-0. The joy at Villa Park. An astonishing performance by Aston Villa. An amazing start with 3 goals. And maybe the best of them all there from David Platt. His 8th of the season. Ian St John.
Well, it was a lovely little header. Played to the near man there and looked over the head of Neville Southall. But again, you see, if you get fouls away, unnecessary fouls, as Everton did there, you deserve to get punished for it.
Now Newell. Daley in there. Sheedy. Whiteside. You can see the joy on those Villa fans on the other side of the ground there. Promise of a great afternoon for them now. Goes Platt again.
John Ebbrell been spoken to by the referee. Young John's had a couple of sort of wild tackles, you know, and I think he's testing the referee's patience a bit now.
Watson. Sheedy. Platt. Olney.
I've noticed a big change in the style of playing from Aston Villa this year from the last time we were here, Brian, last season. You know, they're playing far more football. They're playing it into midfield and through there. And it is a joy to watch today, I must say. I'm really enjoying this.
Cottee. And it was knocked by Newell into the crowd. Certainly a terrific goal by Platt. Again, Cowans with that free kick.
Well, you've mentioned it about how accurate he is, and it was a lovely little flick header. Left big Neville stranded.
10 minutes of the first half left. Nevin. Keown. McDonald. A bit of space here for McCall to do some work. He's got Nevin close to him. McGrath shepherding it back to Nigel Spink.
I think McGrath's been a terrific signing for Villa. He's a real quality player, and playing in midfield today, he prefers, I think, playing in the back four, but he is such a good player, Brian, he can play anywhere.
It's his first game for a month after injury. Whiteside well beaten by McGrath there. But I know in his Manchester United days, Alex Ferguson always used to say he's such a natural athlete. You can put him straight back into the side, you know, after injury. He's just had one game this midweek, a centenary game at Hinckley Athletic. And here he is ready and doing a terrific job in the midfield, as you say. But here's McCall now for Everton. Now there by Gage on Nevin, a free kick for Everton.
Nevin has been anonymous in this match, hasn't he? He's really, although he's not got much service, but if you're not getting the service, you've got to fight to get in the match.
Now it's either a Sheedy free kick or one by Nevin. It's Sheedy floating it in there. A deep one indeed. Cottee turning it back. Scored his first goal of the season last week, Cottee, at Norwich. Slightly deeper corner that time, but Spink diving on the ball, and Villa are saved. Plenty of thought going into the Everton bench there, Colin Harvey. And on the bench he's got Graham Sharp and Peter Beagrie, his two substitutes. New signing from Stoke City. And I thought there's every chance that they might get a look in this afternoon. Mountfield. It's Keown on Olney. A free kick to Aston Villa. To be taken by Derek Mountfield. McGrath. Watson gets it back. Mountfield's header. Daley. Cut out by Keown. Cottee. Ebbrell on the far side. All inside him. Nevin up alongside him. Played in towards Tony Cottee. And the end comes to Cowans. Right foot away to Olney. McCall. Nevin. McCall continued that run. Ebbrell. Nevin again. Jinked his way past Ormondroyd, a nice little cross in there. And in the end, McDonald hitting it high into the crowd.
Well, a bit of spell for Everton in the last 5 minutes, and a good play by Platt, Nevin, getting to the byline and getting the ball over. But as I was saying, he's got to force himself into the game. He's got great skill, little Platt, and that's what he should be doing. Good little ball to the far post. And as it ran well there, ooh.
There's Olney just nodding it on for Olney, who took a smack in the face there as Watson jumped for that one. McGrath. And a foul on for McGrath. And the whistle went just too quickly, really, for Aston Villa's liking, because Olney was away down that far side. But they get a free kick. But Everton get the opportunity of pulling everybody back. The Cowans will tease them with this free kick. McGrath's up there. Mountfield's in there too. Platt was in there too, looking for another of those backward headers. Daley. Paul McGrath. And just sailing wide. And a goal kick for Everton. So summing up the first half, Ian, as we come towards half-time. Let's just see what Mike Newell does here for the moment. With Cottee waiting inside. Might be a long wait. But at least Everton get a corner.
Well, so Aston Villa have been a revelation. I think they've played some tremendous football. I've been disappointed with Everton, and you know, I don't think that they've really had an impact in the game. They'll be looking to score here, Brian, to go on at least, you know, with a goal in hand at half-time.
Comes to Ebbrell. Interesting. Just over the back.
Yeah, I don't think Everton have really done themselves justice so far in this 45 minutes. They haven't played quality football at all, and you know, the wide men, Sheedy and Nevin, haven't been in the game. There's been no service to the front two, and I think all in all, you know, the Villa have really, you know, out-battled them, and the classier team are well in the lead at the moment. Particularly through those midfield areas, as you were saying earlier. Yes.
Ormondroyd. Only after this one, Keown gets it back. McGrath, Price, Olney, Paul McGrath, Daley. Scored a stunning goal last season in this game against Everton, did Daley. And Chris Price went down the right and he hit a most spectacular volley, as good a goal as I saw anywhere last season. And Southall beaten 3 times in the first half.
Can you hear me? It's what?
Nielsen caught a little off balance there, but Mountfield was behind him. Here's Whiteside. Daley's after him. Whiteside again. McGrath. Here come Villa. Head down, Olney chasing after this. Martin Keown after him. Now, was that a corner or a throw? Looks as though it was a corner. Cowans is across there. Ormondroyd in there, Platt in there, Olney, Nielsen up from the back. Little flick on by him. A fist away by Southall. Price leaving it for Daley. A half-time whistle. Greeted with rapturous applause by the Villa fans. Cowans, Olney and Platt, their scorers. And Everton, as Ian St John was saying, outgunned by Aston Villa. Let's go down to Gary Newbon on the touchline.
Graham Taylor, most people will be absolutely shocked with that result, but what's your assessment of your first half?
Well, they've done very well. Now we've got to keep our shape and balance, not do anything stupid. Be a little bit difficult because the crowd will be looking to go on to get 4 and 5 and 6, and we must make sure we don't do anything stupid at all.
Can I just ask you one other thing?
Shape and balance and keep playing. Whenever there's a passing opportunity, we pass it and we move.
We've been doing very well for Platt as far as you're concerned this season, but what about Gordon Cowans?
A tremendous 45 minutes. Now I need another 45 from him.
Well, away we go then at the start of the second half. Sharp on for Everton, and Stuart McCall has dropped to right back.
Everton have also made another change as well, Brian.
Yes, because McDonald is now playing centre-back.
And Beagrie's on.
And I think it must be Dave Watson who's gone. Dave Watson, who was troubled with injury all week. He picked up a muscle injury against Norwich last week, but he was doubtful really even until today. So 3 goals down, they've had to change their side around as well. There's McDonald. Good jump by Nielsen. Newell now. Beagrie. Newell, and saved by Spink. Platt. Away goes Daley. Almost getting in there first. Now Ebbrell's on the far side, so he's not off. It's Whiteside who's gone and Watson who's gone. Now we've got ourselves right.
We were saying at half-time, Brian, we were having a chat, that we thought that Whiteside might be taken off because he was dicing with the referee, wasn't he?
Cowans. Now, is that a bit of confidence or isn't it? A little chip there from the edge of the box. As cool as you like, straight and accurate to goalkeeper Spink. Yeah, he's enjoying his game. Cottee and Sharp, the two up front. McGrath. Here's McCall. Tough times actually for the Everton defence without the likes of Ratcliffe and now Watson, and no Snowden and no Poynton. It's a real makeshift defence. It faces another big examination here as Gage takes it up this time, gets it through to Platt. He's got another one. A brilliant goal again by David Platt. The second for Platt, and satisfaction for the manager. What a lovely bit of finishing. Sorry, sir.
I was going to say superb work by Kevin Gage here. He fought off the tackles, played a little ball, but look at the skill here. Turned inside Keown and slid it past the keeper. I mean, that is quality, that's class.
First time Everton have conceded 4 goals this season, and David Platt has now scored 2 of them and made 1. 4-0. Platt's after this one. Villa's throw. Gage. Ormondroyd. Shaking off Nevin. Daley might pick this one up on the far side. Ebbrell didn't really know where it was. There's his cross. A little too high for Olney. And Everton are rocking again. Gage playing it in this time. Price going in. And a free kick for Everton. So David Platt, in fact, looking for a hat-trick here. A very interesting programme note in the very good Villa programme. Only 2 Villa players have ever scored hat-tricks against Everton. 1926 Len Capel, 1929 George Brown. So nobody scored a hat-trick against Everton for Villa in 60 years. David Platt needs one more to do that. Here's Ormondroyd. Platt up there, Olney up there, Ormondroyd weaving his own way, and a good shot! And Olney! It's astonishing, this! They can't believe it on the terraces, but they're celebrating it nonetheless. Terrific work here by Ian Ormondroyd. Everton pulled all over the place. And it's Olney who gets that final touch. And he too now is on a hat-trick. 5-0. Cowans for Villa. Daley on the far side. Keown gets across. Newell to Nevin, to Sheedy. This has developed into a rout now. Beagrie, McGrath picking that up. And Everton get a throw. Sheedy. Here we are again, Ian. This work by Ormondroyd. Platt was right in there again, but it was a good header actually by Olney.
It was a good header, and Platt almost got his hat-trick there. You were just talking about it. I thought, well, here it comes. He's going to get it, but Ian Olney in there with a header. So, you know, the odds are that one of them surely will get one now, man, because the way the game's going, they look as if they'll score any time they attack.
Well, here they come again with Olney. Stopped by McDonald. Helped away by McCall, who's taken over the captaincy with Watson off the field. Sharp. But there's such a purpose about Villa this afternoon. They're buzzing and they're so creative in so many areas. McGrath. Platt. Sheedy. Sheedy again. Gage away. Sharp. To Nevin. Sheedy. Cut out by McGrath again. He's had a fine game there, just in front of the back four. It's where Jack Charlton often likes to play him for the Republic of Ireland, so he's well used to that role. Keown playing it forward. Price up there, but Beagrie's header goes beyond the byline. It's a goal kick for Aston Villa. The last goal again.
Ian Ormondroyd must get a lot of credit, you know. I mean, he dragged the ball, what must have been 40 yards, took it right into the box, attacked the defender. Good firm shot there, and that was a lovely header, wasn't it? It was going slightly behind him only, and he turned and headed it in.
Very good readjustment there. Olney. There's Platt, just fractionally offside. Sheedy. Cottee. Sheedy. Right again. Ebbrell. They get a corner. Nevin with the corner. Floated out there, a flick on again, a touch by... Oh! Well, Newell's header came back off the Villa crossbar. The nearest by far that Everton have been to a goal this afternoon. And they get another corner. Newell again with a header. Spink calmly gathering the ball there above the head of Cottee. Very close this of Mike Newell, a looping header. Everything's going Villa's way. Villa soon to make a substitution. They're going to bring on Mark Blake, an 18-year-old, and taking off Kevin Gage. What it means is that Paul McGrath is now slotting into a defensive position at left back. Blake normally plays up the right side of midfield, but Gage, we gather, has got a hamstring. He's a Nottingham boy, Mark Blake. A great Forest fan, actually. Touch on there towards Platt. I thought there was a lovely little flick on there by Olney. Price. Cowans. Ormondroyd. Clearly having his best game for Aston Villa. Cowans couldn't quite get there. Newell showed great determination that time for Everton. Sheedy now for Sharp. Newell with Daley motoring back to dispossess him, to the cheers of the Villa faithful.
He's like Linford Christie today, isn't he? Young Daley.
He's really quick, isn't he? Olney going up for this one, just gets there ahead of Keown. Blake getting in there, but jumped at an opponent. That's an infringement. It's a free kick to Everton. McDonald with it. Nevin. Ebbrell. Ormondroyd using his height well on that occasion, getting it away towards Chris Price. Here's Olney, but it falls instead for Keown for Everton. Mountfield's header for Villa. Olney again. A touch now for Daley. But he couldn't hear Nevin coming up behind him. Price. Now Cottee. Beagrie. Found himself a good little bit of space there. I couldn't quite find Cottee on the end of it. Up towards Platt. Thank you, says Daley. Taking it from the Everton defence, but a poor ball there. Beagrie. Blake shouldering Sheedy off the ball. Finding Daley. Platt and Olney waiting in the middle. That is an obstruction by McDonald.
I thought it was a harsh decision that Ryan,
rather by Ebbrell.
Yes, I thought Daley ran into the back of Ebbrell there.
It's a free kick. Price is across there. Cowans more likely the one to take it. Nielsen is up from the defence, so too is Mountfield as Villa look for goal number 6. It's gone in! Probably straight in.
Maybe Derek Mountfield, I don't know.
Mountfield?
Well, Mountfield was at the back post.
Nobody's sure. But let's have a look here. It just came... It came off Nielsen. It came off Nielsen.
Yes, I think you're right. It was Kent Nielsen, just got a little flick on. I mean, this is a rout now, isn't it?
6-0. With 68 minutes of the game gone. His first goal for Aston Villa. Cowans is up there. Ormondroyd. The whistle had gone, it's a free kick. Olney this time. McDonald gets it back. Time on the Everton bench. Back to the training ground to try and sort this out, to get a few of the injured players back. But this is a day they'll want to remember. The Villa fans, and for Everton, one they will surely want to forget. Looking now for Ebbrell. And the referee going to have a word with a linesman. Whatever had to be done has been done. And we get on with the game with another free kick from Gordon Cowans. Floated in once more. That time Southall fisting it away well for Everton. It's a throw to Villa. Chris Price will take it. Daley. Well, Everton's heaviest ever defeat was a 10-4 defeat at Tottenham. Actually, I was there at that game. It was, if I'm right, it was Billy Nicholson's first game as manager of Tottenham. That was a 6-goal margin, and that's exactly what we've got here. Well, Villa are looking to improve on that. Daley just too high. They're running at the Everton defence here, and with such venom and with such possibilities every time they do it.
Well, I think when you get, 3 or 4 goals up, you're confident. When you get 5 or 6 goals up, everybody wants to have a shot at goal.
Mountfield. Cowans. Olney. Late getting in there. Platt again. Substitution being made.
Well, I've been so impressed with Olney today. Even that last move, right, he was involved in it again. His control is excellent. He links up with players around him. And I think this is a boy with a big future.
I think what is happening is that he's just being nursed through these games in the first team. He's only 19. And I think Graham Taylor quite right, not overtaxing him. And certainly there's a great incentive for Adrian Heath. As I was saying, 7 seasons at Goodison Park, during which time Everton won championships and cups and the European competition as well. But now Nevin for Everton. There's a good shot off the Villa post. Well, there's excitement at both ends. It's an extraordinary afternoon of football. And away come Villa now through Ormondroyd. But the challenge by Newell halts him in his tracks. Terrific shot by Nevin.
Well, when it's not going for you, it's certainly not going for you. That was a beauty. But that's Everton, hit the woodwork twice, Brian. But, you know, I think we knew from early on it was never going to be their day.
McDonald. Sharp to Newell. It's a good ball by Mike Newell for Peter Beagrie. So Cottee up there with him. Might go all the way here. And at least he could have marked his debut there for Everton, you felt, with a goal, but the finish in no way matched the good work that led up to that position.
Yeah, nice little dribble, made some space for himself, plumb in front of goal, and the ball was bobbling a little, but you'd expect him to hit the target with that one.
McCall. Cut out by Platt.
See, that's what I was meaning, Brian, about working. You know, Platt doesn't just stand around. He wants to be a defender as well when the opposition have got it. He's in there tackling, working, chasing everything. He's in an excellent game, and, you know, I think I have to give him my man of the match award. I think he's the Barclays Bubbly today.
The Barclays Bubbly goes to David Platt. Beagrie. Cowans. He couldn't have been far behind in your choice.
Well, you could have picked one of half a dozen. They've all had excellent games this afternoon. But I think Platt, 2 goals. You know, he's had his hand in most of the action this afternoon, and I think he thoroughly deserves it. He's lived up to his pre-match billing today, hasn't he?
Tell me this, if you were Bobby Robson, what would you be doing?
Well, I would play the boy. I mean, you've got to give him a game. You've got to give 1 or 2 a game. Bull, you mentioned before, I would give him a game also. And let's see if they can play at international level.
Bull has already played, of course, didn't he? Remember, against Scotland?
I'm trying to forget that one.
Oh, here come Everton now with Cottee. And for the second successive weekend, Tony Cottee gets on the score sheet. McCall made the break. A perfect ball for Tony Cottee, and some good finishing by him to give Everton their first goal of the afternoon. Here's Ormondroyd. Past Nevin. Won the score. 7 minutes left. There's certainly no shortage of goals. First-class entertainment on the match this afternoon. And a result really that suggests that the Barclays League First Division is going to be as wide open this season as it was last. Sharp for Everton. Beagrie for Everton. Ebbrell away on that far side for them. Seeking to put a stamp of respectability on this afternoon of football. Cottee again. Beagrie.
It's fight-back time.
Well, 6-2 now.
I think it was an own goal.
I think it was Paul McGrath, yes. There you go. Off his shin almost into the roof of the net. 6-2. Olney. Heath. Bowled over by Newell, and a free kick. So here come Everton looking for another one, but stopped that time, but it's a free kick. Mountfield. Here's Keown. Price with a header for Villa. 3 minutes of the game remaining now. Daley. Working offside just for a moment. Cowans hitting one for Ormondroyd. And I thought for a moment he was going to get the better of McCall. It's a free kick. Cowans with it. Platt, Ormondroyd. Heath in there too. Curled in there once more. Knocked back by Heath. Easy for Southall. At the moment it's Blake now for Villa. Now Sheedy. Newell. Blake holding him off. And times his challenge well. Beagrie. Nevin's in there, but the strong challenge from McGrath. Cottee in for McCall. Sharp trying to get up to this one. And Everton claimed a penalty as Cottee was sent bowling to the ground, but nothing given. Good jump here by Graham Sharp. And referee quite right. Final whistle, and a great afternoon for Villa is over. Winners by 6 goals to 2. Cowans, Olney, Platt again, Olney again, Nielsen. And Cottee, and the own goal by Paul McGrath, Everton's reply. And what might be interesting, Ian, is something you were talking to me just before we came on the air, the battle between Whiteside and Paul McGrath, two great mates in their Manchester United days. Oh, but in the moment, here's Cowans, free. He's got Platt up alongside him. It's a goal! A great start for Aston Villa. So many good things emanate from Gordon Cowans, and his their good spell, Villa's, has really coincided with his return for the team. And there's a great shot, and Olney will force it home. And Tony Ward giving Whiteside, I would have thought, possibly a final warning there. Remember, he's already had the yellow card. Cowans then with one of those tantalising free kicks. Platt there first! A brilliant goal by David Platt! It's 3-0. It's a real makeshift defence. It faces another big examination here as Gage takes it up this time. Gets it through to Platt. He's got another one. A brilliant goal again by David Platt. Platt up there, Olney up there. Ormondroyd weaving his own way. And a good shot. And Olney. It's astonishing, this. It's gone in! Probably straight in. Buller's already played, of course, didn't he? Remember against Scotland?
I'm trying to forget that one.
Well, here come Everton now with Cottee. Cottee again. Beagrie.
Well, it's fight back time.